It's hard enough for a young woman to find the right man worthy of her heart. How much harder is it when that woman must find the one after making a vow of perpetual virginity? We're not just talking about any woman, but the ideal and the most blessed woman of all. How did Our Lady and Saint Joseph meet? Stay tuned to find out. Howdy, and welcome to America Needs Fatima. My name is Adrian Fonseca, and before we get going, I want to let you know that you could have this. A beautiful, full-color Catholic magazine delivered to your front door by clicking your screen right there. And if you want to learn more about this incredible Catholic magazine, well, stick around to the end of the video, and I'll tell you all about it. Today's true story is based on revelations given to Sister Maria of Agreda, a nun whose body has remained incorrupt after her death. Many times throughout her life, Our Lady made the vow of perpetual virginity. In other words, she promised God that she would remain a virgin for the rest of her life. As a child, Our Lady was dedicated to the service of the Temple of Jerusalem. But one day, she received a vision where God told her to accept Holy Matrimony. This grieved Our Lady since she had made a vow and desired to remain a virgin because of her love for God. But despite all this, she accepted God's will while praying He would preserve her vows. Then God spoke to the high priest in a dream, commanding him to find a spouse for Our Lady. Arranging this marriage was so serious that the high priest gathered other high priests and a group of Davidic noblemen assembled at the temple. They decided to ask God for a sign of His will. So why all the fuss? Besides the message from God, the main reason is that Our Lady was so virtuous that they couldn't just arrange her with any good man, but also Our Lady was of noble lineage, that is, of King David. Meanwhile, Our Lady shed tears for God's will to be done, for she preferred His will to her own. She had a profound sense that as a creature, she was nothing before God. And because of that humility, God raised her above all creatures. When decision time came, all the eligible noblemen of the line of David were gathered at the Jerusalem temple. Among them was Saint Joseph, whom Sister Maria of Agreda described as handsome but modest and chaste in his thoughts and conduct. And little did anyone know that Joseph had also made a vow of virginity to God. All the eligible men prayed with the priest, and each of the young men desired Mary to be his bride. Although he admired and venerated Our Lady more than all men present, only Saint Joseph thought himself unworthy of such a blessing. Still, remembering his vow of chastity, he made a firm resolve on the spot to resign himself to God's will. Suddenly, while they were praying, Saint Joseph's staff miraculously blossomed with flowers. At the same time, a white dove descended and landed upon the head of Saint Joseph. If that's not a sign enough, God spoke to his heart, saying, "Joseph, my servant, Mary shall be thy spouse. Accept her with attentive reverence, for she is acceptable in my eyes, just and most pure in soul and body, and thou shalt do all that she shall say to thee." Upon seeing the miracle, the priest immediately chose Saint Joseph as a spouse for Our Lady. When the time for the espousal came, Sister Maria of Agreda described Our Lady as issuing forth like the sun and more resplendent than the moon. I can't help but compare this description to the verse in Revelation 12, which describes the sign of the woman as clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet during the war in heaven. After traveling to Nazareth, Our Lady and Saint Joseph were finally alone and had a very important conversation. During this conversation, they admitted their vows of virginity to each other. The two declared their holy love for each other and agreed to help each other uphold their vows of virginity. Saint Joseph was given a special grace of complete command over his natural inclinations to love Our Lady perfectly, and both felt an incomparable joy and consolation. Now, as children of St. Joseph, let's ask him for a share of that profound grace of truly loving Our Lady, the Mother of God, who is also our mother. Like St. Joseph, you and I should seek to learn more about her perfections so that we too may be her true devotees. Okay, now let's talk about that Catholic magazine that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. This Catholic magazine is called Crusade Magazine. We call it that because we print this magazine to help us all in our crusade against the devil and in our march towards heaven. Crusade Magazine is full of news articles, Catholic wisdom from the saints, and hundreds of stories of the Catholic faith, just like the one we talked about today. Each of our Child of Mary members gets a subscription to Crusade Magazine as one of their gifts when they join. So, if you like this gorgeous and inspiring Catholic magazine delivered to your front door, take a look at the description box down below, or you can go ahead and click right here. Now, as soon as you sign up, we will start sending issues of Crusade to your front door. We also send you a beautiful metal lapel pin, a copy of the Book of Confidence, and have a traditional Catholic Mass prayed in your name every day, 365 days a year. Click the link to join us as a Child of Mary today. Okay, that's all I have for you today. May God bless you and Mary Immaculate keep you under her mantle. God love you. Thanks for watching. To save souls, there needs to be more Fatima-focused content on YouTube. If you agree and you want to help me make more videos, please join our special Child of Mary group. As a Child of Mary, you'll get a beautiful Fatima pin, plus inspiring reports on America Needs Fatima work to save souls. Click the link in the description below to learn more and become a Child of Mary. God love you.